What Marco has, I think, is something that the Republican Party needs to have, which is a hopeful, optimistic message based on our principles. I'm a huge Marco fan. He's probably the most articulate conservative on the scene today, and the fortitude to be a good president.
So proud of his high voltage energy. I'm so proud of his enthusiasm. I'm so proud of his eloquence.
I'm a huge Marco fan.
I'm Marco Rubio, and I approve of this message.
All right, that, of course, was Jeb Bush before, and now we're hearing, of course, a New York Times story reporting that the Bush super PAC is planning to spend $20 million to attack Marco Rubio. Joining us now is our friend Mary Matalin, Republican political consultant, former advisor to Vice President Dick Cheney. Hello, Mary.
Hello, my friend.
How are you? You got the New Orleans little accent in there. I like that. All right, so what? First of all, before we get to the debate specifically, what do you make of this this report from the Times that Jeb is going to spend, or the PAC is going to spend $20 million to attack Marco? A lot of people are saying this is un-Bush-like.
Well, I know no one believes this in the real world, but it's true, and I know, having worked for them, all of them, that they always comply with the law, and campaign finance laws is the PAC, and the campaign cannot be in cahoots. So my honest-to-God opinion is that this isn't Jeb. It's not anything like the Bushes. It's going to backfire, and my guess is some donors to the super PAC probably insisted on it, but I'm confident it wasn't Jeb's idea. Tonight is a good opportunity for Jeb. He has a good record on growth programs, tax cutting, growing the economy, creating jobs, and he'll have an opportunity to talk about it tonight. I don't think attacking other Republicans, particularly ones that you've supported in the past, is a good thing for anybody in this field to do.
And do you think, do you think it was a good idea, though, for Rubio to come out with the ad you just heard, where he has Jeb praising him? I mean, that can't be a bad thing.
Well, it was as good, if not better, than his ready response to Governor Bush at the last debate about his voting record. I mean, that's why I don't think these are Jeb's efforts or Sally Bradshaw as a campaign man. She's too smart for this. It just doesn't sound like them. It sounds like super PAC and the donors pushing the super PAC.
And you say it'll backfire. You believe that if they do run them, it'll take more people away from Jeb?
I think one thing we learned from the last debate, and one thing I know I feel as a conservative, is all these debates with such a stellar field should be focused on contrasting the conservative philosophy and the fruits of the policies that it spawns, should contrast that with liberal policies in the failed economy we find ourselves in, the culture that's melting down we find ourselves in, all because of liberal policies. I don't think anything other than saying what you're for and how bad liberalism is for the country is I don't think there should be any other effort but that.
Well, and Ed Klein had reported that Bill Clinton told him that the person they fear the most on the Republican side is Marco Rubio. Do you think that that's accurate, and should they?
I think Rubio's is moving in, and this explains why the donors to Jeb's super PAC are getting a little hysterical. I think he's moving into the establishment slot. I don't know if that's the best slot to be in if you're a frustrated conservative, which is what the active voters are. I think the guy that's come the furthest and has been the most strategic and is so far the best conservative is Ted Cruz.
Yeah, no, I think that's very accurate. What about Donald Trump? What are you expecting tonight from him, and Ben Carson? Do you think he'll say, hey, I didn't hit my mother in the head, I didn't stab someone in a belt? I mean, you think he's going to continue what he's been saying as recently as today?
You know what? I don't think the Neil Cavuto and the moderators tonight are going to invite that kind of conversation. And what I'm excited about from the perspective of Ben Carson, I had him at the house here in New Orleans. Right. When he has opportunity to go deep into an answer, which he will have tonight, he has a great economic plan, a tax plan, a reform plan, a health care reform plan. He's really deep, much deeper than he's been able to display on the in these debates. So I'm hopeful about that. I think tonight is an opportunity for Trump to say, I'm not the Saturday Night Live star. I'm more than a pretty face. Let's say that.
Did you watch Saturday Night Live? What'd you think?
Well, in truth, I live in New Orleans, so Saturday night is party night. But you couldn't help but miss all the clips. I thought he was great. I'm a long-time hippie fan of Saturday Night Live. I think they're great.
Oh yeah, I mean, I go back to the very beginning. Okay, so I want you to hear this from Claire McCaskill real quick, and you'll have 30 seconds to comment on it.
Hello, I'm Senator Claire McCaskill. As one of just 20 women currently serving in the Senate, it's important to me to encourage more women to run for office. But equally important is encouraging more men to sometimes just shut the hell up. It's not that women don't value your thoughts, it's just that we don't value all of them.
All right, so what do you think of that?
I don't even get it. And if there's a reason that Russia's rightly called feminist feminazis, you have it right there, my friend,
yep,
right there.
I got you. All right, Mary, great to talk to you as always. Thank you very much. Okay, folks, the Malzberg panel with Rick Gungor and Ford O'Connell is next. But I want to remind you to tune in tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, for Newsmax TV special Republican debate coverage. Dick Morris, Michael Savage, John Zogby, and more. 11 Eastern. Don't miss it.